Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I know so many of you over on TikTok have been blowing up the comments asking for this, so today we're finally doing some customer reviews analysis for it. But before we dive into that, be sure to check out this exclusive discount available for it. You'll find it in the description and in the first comment under this video. Now, let's not waste any more time and jump right into the details.
Let's start with our first reviewer's experience.
This reviewer begins by noting that the starter ink cartridges included with this product are small, requiring replacement sooner than one might expect, particularly for users with medium to high print volume. Our reviewer replaced the starter black cartridge within 3 weeks, and then the high-yield replacement within approximately 2 months. This contrasts with a previous printer, where high-yield cartridges lasted 6 months. This suggests this product is best suited for light-duty home or small office use. Print quality is described as excellent, however. This client encountered a peculiar issue after a firmware update. If the device remained in standby for an extended period, e.g., over a weekend, the copy function would unexpectedly store copies in a seemingly inaccessible queue, rather than printing them immediately. Power cycling the device resolved this, but this client found this behavior frustrating and was told by the manufacturer that this is considered normal. This client expresses skepticism about this claim. Initially giving this product a 3-star rating, our reviewer upgraded to 4 stars after considering its intended use. This client purchased this all-in-one laser printer to replace an older model, assuming that features present in previous HP professional-grade printers would also be included. This assumption proved incorrect, as this product lacked several key features that this client considered essential for their needs. Firstly, automatic 2-sided scanning isn't available directly on the device. While the included software can manage this, it requires a multi-step process, resulting in a less efficient workflow. Secondly, copying 2-sided documents onto 2-sided paper isn't possible. This necessitates manual intervention and page flipping, leading to delays and potential for errors. Thirdly, this client found the operation of Tray 1, designed for specialty paper, to be extremely limiting. The tray accepts only a single sheet at a time, a significant departure from previous models which could accommodate multiple sheets. This severely impacts productivity when printing on specialty materials like cardstock or check stock. The lack of clear documentation regarding Tray 1's function further compounded this issue. Overall, while this client acknowledges the device's high-quality printing, the deficiencies in scanning, copying, and manual paper handling capabilities make this product unsuitable for their needs, specifically in the context of a busy office environment. For users with simpler printing requirements where 2-sided copying and scanning are not priorities, this client feels the device provides excellent print quality. But for those with more demanding tasks, the limitations highlighted are significant drawbacks that should be carefully considered. This client ultimately decided to relocate this product to a less demanding office setting and seek a more robust model better suited for their professional needs.
Excellent. Let's find out what our next reviewer has to share about their experience.
This reviewer received this laser printer and immediately encountered difficulties with the setup process. Our reviewer found the initial Wi-Fi connection problematic, requiring manual input of the MAC and IP addresses obtained from a printed status page. This method was necessary because the automatic network scanning consistently failed to detect the device. This client found this unacceptable for a modern wireless printer. Further complicating matters was the scanner's integration with network folders. This client initially struggled to configure the device to scan directly to a shared network location, despite consulting the online instructional videos. The accompanying software proved unintuitive and lacking in clear instructions, resulting in persistent error messages. Although this client was eventually able to initiate scans via the software interface, the process remains cumbersome and requires more user-friendliness from the manufacturer. The included user manual was deemed largely unhelpful, a significant shortcoming given the device's cost. This client felt that the manufacturer prioritized complex network configurations over providing a simple, user-friendly experience for home users. However, a positive aspect this client noted was the possibility of rolling back the firmware to an older version, enabling the use of third-party toner cartridges. This feature, though untested at the time of the initial review, represented a significant cost-saving potential for this client in the long run, considering their printing habits. This client's decision to purchase a laser printer stemmed from frustrations with the maintenance required by inkjet printers, specifically the recurring expense and hassle of replacing or refilling ink cartridges, and dealing with clogged printheads. This client's previous experiences with ink-based printheads, including a recent instance of receiving a defective head with long delivery delays, cemented their preference for a laser option. After some initial use, this client reported that the device continues to function reliably, even using the original toner cartridge months later. One noteworthy quirk is the necessity of powering the printer off and on again after a power outage to re-establish the network connection. This client also solved the network scanning issue, eventually successfully configuring the device to scan to a network folder. This required creating a shareable folder and logging in with a Microsoft username, a process this client found tedious but ultimately workable. This client highly recommends recording the login details after successful configuration. In conclusion, while this client expresses overall satisfaction with the printer's hardware performance, significant improvements are needed to the software and user documentation. The initial setup hurdles and the lack of intuitive software design were major drawbacks, yet the ability to use third-party toner cartridges eventually mitigates some of these concerns for long-term cost-effectiveness. The ultimate assessment is that this is a decent printer, hampered by less-than-ideal software and instructions.
Cool. Let's uncover what our next reviewer has to say.
This reviewer acquired this device to replace an aging inkjet printer that had become unreliable. While acknowledging the higher cost compared to previous printers, our reviewer sought a high-quality, dependable option for long-term use. Initial impressions have been overwhelmingly positive. The setup process, contrary to some online concerns, proved surprisingly straightforward. Following the included instructions and downloading the necessary software from the suggested website, this client was printing within minutes. Wireless connectivity was easily established, eliminating the need for direct computer connections. This reviewer strongly recommends downloading both the mobile and desktop applications and registering the device on the manufacturer's website for full access to printer settings and management tools. The accompanying mobile application, initially viewed with some skepticism, has become a valued asset. This client particularly appreciates the inclusion of numerous printable resources, ranging from calendars and coloring pages to crafting templates. Although not all features are utilized daily, the availability of mobile faxing, scanning, and photo book creation adds considerable versatility. Print quality has exceeded expectations. Test prints exhibited excellent clarity and sharpness, demonstrating the device's capability to produce high-quality output. The process of mobile printing was also seamless and intuitive. Printing a photograph from a smartphone required only a few simple taps, with the device automatically selecting the correct printer and producing a high-quality print in under a minute. This client did note that keeping the photo file open until the print job is initiated is necessary. The scan-to-email functionality presented a slightly steeper learning curve. While initially encountering difficulties, our reviewer successfully resolved the issue by configuring the device's email settings correctly, specifically needing to enable less secure apps access in the associated email account security settings to prevent blocking. This required some additional online research, but the process is now functioning as intended, though this client notes that a copy of each scanned document is saved in the outgoing email accounts sent folder. Double-sided printing, not initially enabled as a default setting, was easily configured through the online management interface. The touchscreen interface itself was praised for its intuitive design and clear, helpful on-screen instructions. Overall, despite its relatively short ownership period, this client expresses significant satisfaction with the device's performance and ease of use, believing it to be a worthwhile investment. And that's a wrap. Like, subscribe, and drop a comment if you've got thoughts. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.